The primal scene, the ghost and the law, on the erotic origins of prohibition, guilt, and symbolic order. Complete analysis must reveal the primal scene. The superego is the internalization of the parents in coitus. The law was made of desire, and desire is the law's secret wound. Prohibition is repression of unity. The first law is not thou shalt not kill, but thou shalt not return. The taboo forbids the child's re-entry into the mother, the primal home. Every prohibition is a memory of this indirection, this interdiction, every law a repetition of it. Morality begins where pleasure was lost. Guilt is the echo of denied reunion. The sacred is the mother's body transfigured into prohibition, the untouchable. The divine law conceals a maternal geography. Heaven is the womb renamed. Thus the Father's commandment stands upon the mother's absence. The superego is the afterimage of the primal. It is not the Father's authority alone, but the fused image of both parents possessed and possessing. The child murders and internalizes this combined parent to preserve the forbidden unity as memory. The voice of conscience is the erotic moan transposed into the key of guilt. Law is the erotic relation turned inward. Pleasure is preserved as punishment. The law's cruelty is its fidelity to pleasure denied, a perverse continuation of love. Every moral system is an unconscious elaboration of this first erotic loss. In the Son, the Father returns as ghost, a spectral legislator of desire. The ghost commands not from beyond, but from within. The superego is the haunted heart. Father's penis, his mother's womb, becomes the template of the law, the desire that sustains prohibition. The child inherits the ghost's task to guard the wound that created him. The father's authority is borrowed from the mother's lost body. His power is a memory of her space. The son's identification with the father is an identification with absence itself. To become one's father is to become one's own haunting. The world replaces the body. Language is the substitute for contact. Every name conceals what it forbids. Naming is the first repression. This signifier is born from the primal scene where sound replaces touch. The syntax of law is the grammar of desire sublimated. The symbolic order is an erotic economy. Circulation replaces possession. The father is the principle of substitution. The mother, the principle of continuity. The speaking subject is the child who survives by replacing the womb with the word. Society begins with the first repression, the displacement of desire into structure. The family becomes the microcosm of the state, the father the archetype of sovereignty. The incest taboo becomes the constitution, the codified refusal of reunion. Labor, property, and law are extensions of this castration complex, organized sublimations of loss. The social bond is founded on shared guilt. Fraternity replaces the mother. The polis is the father's dream of immortality through sons who will not return. Civilization is the ritual management of the repressed primal scene. The sacred is the residue of the forbidden act preserved as form. Sacrifice repeats without reenacting. It preserves distance between desire and fulfillment. The altar replaces the womb, the site where blood is offered instead of life. Ritual sublimates coitus into liturgy, a choreography of remembered transgression. In every religion, the father's law conceals the mother's body beneath it. Resurrection is the dream of reunion sanctified by guilt. Redemption is simply the confession that law was always desire in disguise. Psychoanalysis repeats the primal scene consciously. Patient and analyst reenact creation through language. Art performs the same rite. The aesthetic return to the forbidden source. To interpret is to make love to the unconscious. To analyze is to speak to the ghost. The cure begins when the voice of the superego is recognized as the voice of longing. The end of analysis is not freedom, but desire, but reconciliation with the primal scene. To forgive the ghost is to release the law. The law fulfilled is the body restored, the erotic made conscious again. The primal scene is not to be destroyed, but transfigured. The body is the unconscious of the law, its living archive. When the body speaks, the law remembers its origin in love. The ghost becomes image, the wound becomes word, the law becomes song. In the final turn, the erotic and the moral are reconciled. The poem is the resurrection of the primal scene, guilt redeemed by form. To the end of prohibition is not chaos, but incarnation. The law of love, written in the flesh, it once forbade.